All right, I have a question here for Michael, who said, I find baseline budgeting to be very frustrating. It allows politicians in DC to say they're making budget cuts when in reality they're only cutting future growth. The answer to this farce, Michael says, is zero-based budgeting. What do you think of zero-based budgeting, and would you push for it if you were our senator? Michael, you're exactly right, and I think zero-based budgeting is a good idea, and this is the way you ought to look at budgeting. I think the real strong way to control spending in Washington, though, is to bind them down with the chains of the Constitution. There needs to be a constitutional amendment requiring a balanced budget. I also think the president should have line item veto authority. I used that as governor, and Virginia has a balanced budget requirement in our Constitution. That would be a way to really make sure that the federal government stays within its means, making priorities such as national defense and otherwise staying out of our lives and out of our businesses, and making sure that they're not spending more than they're taking in. There also ought to be taxpayer protection requiring a supermajority for tax increases as well. But to me, that is the long-term structural change and reform that's needed at the federal level.